The Tagline group of companies is an organization built on integrity, driven by creative passion, and dedicated to excellence and innovation. As an organization that values professionalism and hard work in its aim to provide clients with unparalleled service, TGC recognizes the relative need to strengthen the skills and capabilities of all employees in order to achieve its goals and objectives. Today, we will help you make that big step towards realizing your full potential. Imagine this is you, and this is your destination. From here on, you will be embarking on a challenging yet ultimately rewarding journey that requires certain competencies to help you go further. These competencies are broken down into two: functional and behavioral. Functional competencies refer to the underlying knowledge and skills, described in observable and measurable terms that are necessary in order to perform a particular type or level of work activity. Behavioral competencies are the abilities and characteristics that help people make the most out of their technical competencies. Combined, these standards predict future successes in the workplace. Are you now ready to take the first step towards your professional advancement? Here's the blueprint for your success. Welcome to the inspiring and colorful world of creatives. Whether you came in as a creative writer or as a graphic artist, you must have had fulfilled these qualifications. Now, let us first take a look at the journey of the graphic artist in his line of creative work. As the newest steward of visual concepts, you are expected to possess the following behavioral competencies. You must share thoughts, ideas, and concepts to employers, peers, or clients with ease and fluency. Process and understand written and oral directions. Come up with concepts based on a creative brief that carries out the strategic objectives and translate these ideas into an exceptional artwork. Actively participate in the creative development process, share ideas and technical resources available, understand different points of view, accept dissent, and cooperate with the team for a more productive workflow. Adapt to changing and challenging situations without disrupting the work process. Strive to deliver results of high standard regardless of the constraints and aspire for greater learning and achievement. And rise above the challenges and stresses of the day and exhibit a happy disposition that manifests in his work and rubs off on his workmates. In addition, we also look for dysfunctional competencies. As a graphic artist, you must have knowledge of design elements such as fonts, colors, and illustrations and photography, and an eye for aesthetic design composition. Conceptualize and produce original illustrations and designs that address the needs of the brands based on the creative strategy. Know how to organize elements on a page so they clearly and concisely support the creative strategy and present a design that communicates the intended message to the consumer. And be an advanced user of Adobe Photoshop, Illustrator, or other graphic design and layout softwares, and Google SketchUp or other 3D design and rendering softwares. Do you think you're ready for your next big step? If you fit any of these qualifications, then you are now ready to take on the role of senior graphic artist. As such, you are expected to handle the day-to-day challenges of the job and work effectively under pressure and tight deadlines. Focus on project objectives and ensure that these are precisely met and delivered in a clear and systematic way. And have confidence in your own work, inspiring clients to trust in your competence and reliability, allowing for a quick approval of artworks. As a senior graphic artist, you are also expected to exhibit the following functional competencies. Have a strong ability in choosing essential design assets to create a more effective way to get the visual message across. Create web assets that are applicable to all possible platforms. And be an advanced user of Adobe Photoshop, Illustrator, or other graphic design and layout softwares, and Google SketchUp or other 3D design and rendering softwares. You are now about to enter the advanced level. To qualify, please subject yourself to the following qualifications. If it looks good on all fronts, then you now have a foot in the door to becoming a full-fledged art director. By holding the position of art director, you are expected to have these certain behavioral competencies. Examine all the elements of the artwork to ensure that the art is cleanly executed and faithful to the spirit and direction of the brand. And be proactive by getting the ball rolling and pushing the boundaries of creatives without prodding from the supervisor. You are also expected to have the following functional competencies. Approach a problem from a different angle, find a creative solution to it, and deliver the project according to the creative strategy. Have an eye for the best in contemporary art and design, and be aware of the latest production techniques, tools, and materials. Understand creative briefs, ask the right questions, seek for missing information, and deliver exemplary artworks and concepts that support the creative strategy. Come up with unique and clever ideas about a given topic or situation. Produce precise user interface details that include animation and visual aesthetics. Produce sketches, visual references, and even mood boards to convey the concept to the agency team and then on to clients. Oversee the production of creative materials such as voice-over recording, radio ads, TVCs or AVPs, online videos, print ads, or collaterals, and visualize and consider factors that influence the creative output. And be an expert user of Adobe Photoshop, Illustrator, or other graphic design and layout softwares, and Google SketchUp and other 3D design and rendering softwares. Think you are ripe for a promotion? Let's see. If the answer to these is a resounding yes, you definitely are a shoe-in for our Senior Art Director post. A good Senior Art Director is expected to examine all the elements of the artwork to ensure that the art is cleanly executed and faithful to the spirit and direction of the brand. And be proactive by getting the ball rolling and pushing the boundaries of creatives without prodding from the supervisor. A senior art director is also expected to understand the needs of the target market and clients and develop creative materials that hit the correct buttons and generate the desired action. Have knowledge in the marketing mix and its relevance to the creation of the advertising strategy. Ensure the creative work is aligned to the character, personality, mindset, and perception of different markets. Recognize potential challenges in the design development, design output, and how this is communicated to the end market. Handle multiple accounts or projects simultaneously. Create a strong impression of credibility in the mind of client, and use this to convince client of the strength of the conceptual work. And be an expert user of Adobe Photoshop, Illustrator, or other graphic design and layout softwares, and Google SketchUp and other 3D design and rendering softwares. Is it now time to move up the ladder? Let's see what you will need to advance to the next tier. If you think you have what it takes, congratulations! You have reached the specialist level. You are now taking the reins as an Associate Creative Director for Art. As a specialist, it must be inherent in you to lead and motivate people from within the creative department and mentor and police the work of the art directors under you to ensure delivery of high quality of work. Convince clients and co-workers of your creative recommendation. Generously and actively share your knowledge with your teammates and subordinates. Give strategic, informative and constructive criticism on the works of the staff to improve work output, manage and resolve conflict at work in a professional and tactful manner, and effect positive change among co-workers and clients during decision-making. As the Associate Creative Director for Art, it is also your duty to understand the context of a client's business and communications need, and the key proposition and creative brief that addresses that need. Provide strong insights that would help set the pace for the advertising direction. See and assess, critical to the formulation of an effective plan in order to maximize an opportunity for the brand and the agency. Clearly articulate the reason for the message, creative strategy, and direction of the materials being presented in a concise and persuasive manner, and command the attention of everyone in the room. Aside from this, you must understand the creative workflow and match this with each team member's expertise to formulate an effective, strategic, and organized process that results in efficient work. Be technically proficient in all elements of the creative job, from the necessary software applications to skills and execution. Oversee the production of creative outputs to ensure creative and strategic credibility. And be an expert user of Adobe Photoshop, Illustrator, or other graphic design and layout softwares, and Google SketchUp and other 3D design and rendering software. Are you ready for bigger opportunities? Check if you have the following qualifications. Met all of these qualifications? You now have the green light to proceed to the experts level. You are now a creative director. A great creative director is expected to distinguish when change is needed, identify strategies for that change to happen, communicate the change effectively to the people, and encourage them to adapt to that change. Inspire a team to perform in confidence and independence after proper delegation of tasks. And evaluate risks and take them after carefully evaluating the options. A winning attitude plus a well-suited skill set make for a brilliant creative director. As one of the prime movers in the creative team, he must assess market trends and consumer attitudes, understand the current state of a product in the category, identify the problems, risks, and opportunities in the market or in a campaign, and determine solutions by formulating a creative strategy that outlines the look, tone, feel, manner of communications, and the means of advertising to address the needs of the marketing objective. Lead and mentor both copy and art teams, and push them to deliver quality creative work on time. Establish or add value to the creative standard of the agency in order to strengthen its reputation among clients or its peers in the industry. And fulfill the administrative tasks of running the creatives, which include overseeing the management report, evaluation schedules, pitch win, and disciplinary control. Now you have finally reached one of the highest stages in the creatives domain. To move forward, you will need to submit yourself to the following screening. If you have all the qualifications, congratulations! You are now the Executive Creative Director. As the head of the Creatives Department, it is your duty to embody the mission and vision of the agency through one's acts, behavior, and example. Push the team to deliver despite challenging odds through example and persuasion. Develop your team and push them to become better than you. And identify opportunities to push for innovation in the services, processes, and overall products of the agency. In addition to these functions, the position of the Executive Creative Director requires you to instinctively see business opportunities within a given environment and develop creative ideas and initiatives to answer a need in order to grow the agency business further. Ensure the effective maintenance of the creative functionalities within the department, the quality of creative work projects in order to ensure profitability. Provide strategic solutions to the agency and clients, considering the market stakes involved in creating brand reputation for each respective organization. Keep track of the latest advancements in technology, understand its applications and benefits, and apply these when necessary. Develop and write the plans for agency promotional campaigns, prepare its credentials, and assign various responsibilities to team members for carrying out the promotional campaign effectively. Besides this, you should direct activities for the professional development of the team members, conduct creative workshops for staff members, enroll members in trainings and seminars, and recommend the promotion of the team members based on their productivity. Work with your partners to strengthen the agency department functionalities and propose relevant changes or strategies to bring the agency standards at par with the market standards. Identify threats from competitors and develop strategic plans for combating these threats. And view things from the macro perspective and see the big picture of the decisions you need to make. We have seen the graphic artist thread the path towards becoming an executive creative director. At this point, the highest position in the creative department. Now, let us take a look at the journey of a creative writer to achieving his greatest creative potential. As the newest creative thinker and keeper of the chest of concepts, you are expected to possess the following behavioral competencies. You must process and understand written and oral directions, actively participate in the creative development process, share ideas and technical resources available, understand different points of view, accept dissent, and cooperate with the team for a more productive workflow. Be inquisitive and have a flair for research, learning and discovery, to see different angles in brand functions, benefits, features, and unique selling points in the world around you. See things from various perspectives to write effective and persuasive work. You must also be able to write and promote a brand or product without the unnecessary bias. Adapt to changing and challenging situations without disrupting the work process. Strive to deliver results of high standard regardless of the constraints and aspire for greater learning and achievement. And rise above the challenges and stresses of the day and exhibit a happy disposition that manifests in his work and rubs off on his workmates. In addition, we also look for dysfunctional competence. As a writer, you must share thoughts, ideas, and concepts to employers, peers, or clients with ease and fluency. Possess above average English language skills to be able to compose advertising copy, literature, concept rationales, and written presentations. Know how to organize words on a page so they clearly and concisely support the creative strategy and present information that communicates the intended message to the consumer. Exercise thoroughness in spotting errors in the written work. Have knowledge and understanding of a wide variety of words to be able to create rich and compelling content. Be imaginative and full of ideas. Come up with concepts based on a creative brief that carries out the strategic objectives and translate that concept into an exceptional written work. Have an eye and ear for aesthetics. Develop written work that encourages the reader to think creatively and critically. Be honest and your written output authentic. Appreciate and apply the tone and manner dictated by the creative strategy and use the right words to promote the product and brand. And be an advanced user of Microsoft Word, Microsoft PowerPoint, and Keynote. If you are a part of our digital communications group, there is another level you have to go through before moving on to the next stage. Do you think you're ready for your next step? If you see yourself in those qualifications, then you are now ready to take on the role of a digital creative writer too. As a creative writer too, you are expected to display the right behavior at work by adapting to changing and challenging situations without disrupting the work process, delivering results of high standard regardless of the constraints and aspiring for greater learning and achievement, and rising above the challenges and stresses of the day and exhibiting a happy disposition that manifests in your work and rubs off on your workmates. You are also expected to be able to do the following functional competencies. Spot errors in the written work and ensure that the voice of the brand is kept consistent across all published content. Develop an eye and ear for aesthetics in order to produce creative written work that allows the reader to read beyond the words used. Manage online communities and know how to develop strategies specific to various social networks. Track the right metrics and integrate the best tools and practices in these platforms. Interview and collaborate with prominent members of the client company to craft and pitch press releases. Be prolific in producing various types of content geared at expanding a client's digital footprint, consumer awareness, subscribers, and leads. Clearly articulate the reason for the message, creative strategy, and direction of the materials being presented in a concise and persuasive manner, and command the attention of everyone in the room. And be an advanced user of Microsoft Word, Microsoft PowerPoint, and Keynote. For BTL creative writers and digital creative writers too, you are now about to enter the advanced level. To qualify, if you did a mental check and everything looks good, you are now ready to move on to the role of a senior creative writer. For BTL Senior Creative Writer, you are expected to handle the day-to-day challenges of the job and work effectively under pressure and tight deadlines. Focus on project objectives and ensure that these are met precisely in the delivery of concepts. Have confidence in your own work, inspiring clients to trust in your competence and reliability, and allowing for a quick approval of concepts. Be proactive by getting the ball rolling and pushing the boundaries of creatives without prodding from the supervisor. And understand the needs of the target market and clients, and develop creative materials that hit the correct buttons and generate the desired action. Right attitude goes hand in hand with the right skills. Here at TGC, we want an adept and highly creative wordsmith who can choose essential design assets to create a more effective way to get the visual message across. Clearly articulate the reason for the message, creative strategy, and direction of the materials being presented in a concise and persuasive manner, and command the attention of everyone in the room. Convince client and co-workers of the correctness of one's creative recommendation. Understand the creative flow and efficient trafficking of the work among the different creatives so that deadlines are met and the workload is balanced. She is also expected to apply her knowledge of the marketing mix in the creation of the advertising strategy. Ensure the creative work is aligned to the character, personality, mindset, and perception of the different markets. Evaluate her own creative work and come up with a judgment on the level of quality and strategy of her work. Oversee the production of the creative materials needed by the advertising, and expertly use Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, and Keynote. For Digital Senior Writer 1, you are expected to handle the day-to-day challenges of the job and work effectively under pressure and tight deadlines. Have confidence in your own work, inspiring clients to trust in your competence and reliability, allowing for a quick approval of your work. And be proactive by getting the ball rolling and pushing the boundaries of creatives without prodding from your creative director. You must also be able to build and manage a rich editorial calendar that involves drafting content geared towards attracting site traffic, converting them to leads, and nurturing the leads to become customers. Use data and strategy in forming content for a specific goal, optimizing content for search engine and lead generation. Understand the creative flow and efficient trafficking of the work among the different creatives so that deadlines are met and workload is balanced. Ensure that creative work is aligned to the character, personality, mindset, and perception of the target markets. Evaluate your own creative work and come up with a judgment on the level of quality and strategy of your work. Create out-of-the-box social promotions and campaigns that are appropriate and shareable for specific networks to spread and generate online buzz and gain expertise in calls to action, landing pages, and lead generation content. And expertly use Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, and Keynote. For digital senior creative writers, before you move on to the next tier, you must go through another level. Are you up for it? Here are the qualifications. If all your qualifications look good, then you are ready to become Senior Creative Writer 2. A Senior Creative Writer 2 will face bigger responsibilities and challenges. But with the right attitude, she can conquer any hurdle. She will be tasked to focus on the project objectives and deliver concepts that will address these objectives in a clear and systematic way, and understand the needs of the target market and clients, and have the capacity to deliver a work that hits the correct buttons and generate the desired action. A Senior Creative Writer 2 is also expected to possess the following functional competencies: oversee the production of creative materials such as voice-over recording, radio ads, TVCs or EVPs, online videos, print ads or collaterals, and visualize and consider factors that influence the creative output. Explore and adopt new forms of content and online platforms to engage and reach the target market. Innovate and implement new strategies and tactics for growing followers, engaging and retaining them, and converting them into leads, customers, and active fans and promoters of the brand. And be an expert user of Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, and Keynote. Think you're ready for the next tier? Let's see! If you possess these qualifications, then you have the gold signal to be the Associate Creative Director for Copy. This role requires not only a superb creative thinker, but more so an experienced strategist and mentor who will lead and motivate people from within the creative department and mentor and police the work of creative writers under her to ensure delivery of high-quality work. Generously and actively share the knowledge that she has with her teammates and subordinates. Deliver work critics that are strategic, informative, and constructive to come up with improved creative outputs. Manage and resolve conflict at work in a professional and tactful manner, and positively affect change among co-workers and clients during decision-making. An Associate Creative Director for Copy must also be able to see and assess situations critical to the formulation of an effective plan in order to maximize an opportunity for the brand and the agency. Understand the creative workflow and match this with each team member's expertise to formulate an effective, strategic, and organized process that results in efficient work. Understand the context of a client's business and communications need and the key proposition and creative brief that addresses that need. Provide strong insights that would help set the pace for the advertising direction. And oversee the production of creative outputs to ensure creative and strategic credibility. What's next for the Associate Creative Director for Copy? The career ladder does not end there. The ACD for Copy will also be given the same opportunity as the ACD for Art. By having the right qualifications, you can be a creative director and rise through the ranks and become an executive creative director. Hard work merits an accolade. TGC is more than happy to send rewards your way for your invaluable contribution to the company. These incentives include Annual Merit Increase, Employee of the Year, Perfect Attendance Award, Year-End Bonus, Top Performer for the Quarter, Profit Share, Company Trip. You have reached the end of this visual tour. Whether you are starting out in your career or looking for new possibilities to move your career forward, we encourage you to go on a self-assessment and figure out where you are currently in the map and where you are headed. Measure your current situation and look for areas that need reinforcing. Do not hesitate to discuss your career goals with your superiors. Here at TGC, we'll help you shape your dream career. Your success story is waiting to be written. Congratulations for taking the first step and good luck on the journey ahead.